I cannot believe I allowed myself to fall for such a deceptive move. The killer knew I would ask for an alibi. Now, though, I have the upper hand. The killer believes that I have extinguished all avenues of... I wish Monsieur Hastings were here. I know of his want for the same as I. The truth. Now more than ever do I need my little grace, Monsieur Demire and Mademoiselle Babagna. I am glad to say that they both still have alibis. I can be sure that neither was involved. Mademoiselle Farquhar. She claims that she was in the dark room developing pictures. And even with this new discovery, her alibi stands. Monsieur Dryden can confirm. Monsieur Christiansen, one of my key suspects, drinking alone except for a brief encounter with Monsieur Demire. But Madame Allen can substantiate his trip to see her at the theater to apologize during the intermission. Which leads us to the good Madame Allen, on stage performing. A side note, I must make an effort to see her production. From what I have heard, she sounds quite captivating. The Honorable Bishop Mountjoy. His Compline prayers had not yet begun, but Mademoiselle Warbeck and he were together in what I can only imagine to be an uncomfortable meeting for them both. Her innocence has already been confirmed, although upon learning of how she has been treated, I would not have been surprised. Last but certainly not least, Monsieur, and the article in the newspaper documenting his, as some see, heroic speech amongst the House of Commons is alibi enough for the murder. And where are we left now? Every suspect seems... But when one looks most innocent, that is when... Finally a face.
Everything all right?
I'm afraid things could not be further from...
Don't tell me the famous detective Poirot is stumped.
Stumped? No. Perhaps you can be my perfect distraction.
I may not be the celebrated doctor that my father hoped for, but I still like to keep up with recent medical journals.
And what is the latest discovery?
This particular article is about the effect of cocaine on the user's body.
What makes you say...
I wouldn't want my heart beating at the speed of a locomotive. Here, read for yourself. I haven't actually. I gave him my office telephone number and...
You sound surprised.
Yeah, he probably wants to keep his health issues out of the public eye. Hence me offering to help, but... Do you think there is a chance he could have faked it all? How those little gray cells of yours work sometimes.
Please, my friend.
You're serious? Don't know why, but...
At this point, anything is a possibility. I think a visit to Monsieur Aylesworth at the Royal Society of Art is in order. Mademoiselle Babagna, a pleasure as always.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I'm afraid my pleasantries are to be cut short this morning. Good morning, mademoiselle.
That's quite all right.
The case has taken a direct...
I've...
Merci, mademoiselle.
Just a moment.
What a great commotion coming from behind the door.
Ah, detective. What can I do for you?
Could you spare a moment of your time?
Why wouldn't I?
You are recovering from a potentially fatal heart attack.
Are we really?
It would help me clear up some.
Very well. As I've said before, and then I was speaking with
The editor, Nathaniel Dryden.
if you say so, at the news office.
Monsieur Aylesworth is sticking to his story. I did not expect that it would be.
And why would I? And why would I? Oh, to thank him for his help at the museum. Yes, of course. I've been
One would think that thanking the man that saved your life would be further up your priority.
I'm a very busy man, as I'm sure you understand. And I don't know whether I'd go as far as saying he saved my...
On the contrary, had Monsieur Demire not been there with his extensive medical training, and a man of your age... If Monsieur Aylesworth is not prepared to tell the truth, perhaps I can use his own pompous...
The nurse said herself that I had the heart of a young athlete.
Well, I would not take that as a sign to start the sporting career. Merci. I find myself in a most problematic position. My associate, Monsieur Hastings, is nowhere to... There must be someone else that I can call upon. Someone to fill the shoes of Monsieur Hastings. The obvious choice would be Monsieur Demire. But I want...
Whatever you need.
I must get back to my...
You need own... Go.
I require a distraction. I promise you will...
Who am I to distract, and from what?
Monsieur Aylesworth.
Detective Poirot. Prepare.
Not cross. Merely tiptoe alongside.
I assume you have already devised a plan?
A requested tour of the Royal Society of Art building should give me appropriate time.
Then that is what I shall do.
The door has been left ajar, exactly as I could hear Monsieur Aylesworth fumbling around behind his door on my last visit. I can presume he had something he did not want.
Huh. Oh. Huh. Ah. Aha. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
magnifique. Something just... Some would say a lucky guess. I must take a different one step closer to... I cannot see the logic in it. I should consider... Is there something I... Another success.
Put your hands up and step away from there.
Monsieur, there is no need.
Enough of your phony pleasantries. Let's see what the real police have to say.
The first thing they would notice is the politician aiming his revolver at an officer while they are conducting official police business.
I'm sure they would agree. I have every right to protect myself from a foreign intruder.
If you were to lower the gun, perhaps we could discuss the situation we find ourselves in.
You may have authority in your own country, but not here. Now, explain yourself. You don't know what you're talking... Enough! How has it all come to this? No, it's not my fault. It's...
It is not too late. Your intentions were good. Scotland Yard will look sympathetically at...
If you had just left that fool Hardwick to it, we wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have to do this.
I have done nothing but remain honorable to my oath to uphold the law. It is Monsieur's choices and actions that have brought us to this point. And he must accept responsibility for what is to come.
Poirot, are you all right?
All the better for seeing you, Hastings.
I was worried I was going to miss him.
Your timing and accuracy could not have been more perfect.
What do we do now?
We take our leave.
And what about him? Will he be okay?
He shall be fine. Although I am not envious of the sore head he will awake to. Come, there is much to tell.
Behind the bookshelf? But I never...
Monsieur Dryden, how are you?
Detective
Poirot.
Yes, of course. She is, but not...
Do you know where she is?
She said something about heading back to the museum. For what, exactly?
Forgive me. I recently inherited a number of belongings from a deceased relative, including...
I'd like to help, but they're...
I'm more than capable. And I'll leave it time.
In that case, knock yourselves out. I've got a meeting to run to any...
Pardon. Where has this confident and daring version of Monsieur Hastings been hidden?
We all have a hidden side, it's just our own.
So,
Don't tell me there is something that great.
I must concede that photograph.
Lucky I'm here then. We need to start with a tray filled with... Next, pour the fixer fluid into another tray and then add...
I have a newfound respect for those that make.
Let's just wait until we see the results.
Oh. Huh. Oh. Ah.
Have you found it yet? You want the photograph?
And how would one...
It smells like ammonia. We've already been over this, Poirot. I don't want to argue.
I have no intention.
She didn't steal...
Merci.
Okay, I think that's everything. Oh,
Is there a problem?
there shouldn't be, but there must be light coming in from somewhere.
Is that not the point of a dark room? That it will allow no light in to damage the photographs?
We need to find where the light's coming in from and damaging the prints.
You continue your work, and I... Huh. Monsieur Hastings, may we talk?
I'm in the middle of Mr. Poirot, you are a genius. Mr. Poirot, you are a genius. That would never have even occurred to me. Look, this photograph is just about finished. Is that?
It appears so.
And what has she got in her hand?
The cigarette case that was taken from Mademoiselle Farquhar. It appears Mademoiselle Farquhar had a much closer relationship with...
Cousin.
Oui, Mr. Hastings, I must thank you.
For what? Allowing myself to be enticed by Miss Farquhar's feminine nature.
For saving me from whatever...
If it wasn't for me licking my wounds, you wouldn't have been...
And if you were, and not at the Court Smythe estate, you are one of the most honest and authentic fellows I have met. You cannot allow a misguided moment of red-blooded male instinct to taint...
You have never let yourself fall to the wicked ways of the fairer sex.
No. And that is a day I cannot even fathom.